You owe it to the person that you're thinking about to share this opportunity with you. So I'm just asking you, will please send out the phone number to them. Text the phone number to them. Email it to them. Tap someone on the shoulder. Get them on the line. Send a Facebook link to them. Tell them to go to www.com/Thomas, THOMAS.Felder, FELDER.77. Get on Facebook Live and just remember what we're doing. We're looking to change the face of this world, not just the country, the world. Because we understand how important it is for us to get to the other side of life. How important it is for us to reach out to others and help them do the same thing. A year and a half ago, this business opportunity was presented to me. And when it was presented to me, I took off like a freight train about to hit a wall. And you have to realize why I took off the way I did. Because for the first time in life, I actually had a group of people who said, I will help you. I don't know about you, but I really have never had anyone in my life besides my mother to say that they would help me. But not only help me, they would teach me a series of things that I would need to know in order to be successful. They would make sure that I was held accountable. They would make sure that, not just saying that they made sure that I would do what I said I was going to do. And they made sure that I was never afraid to take on the challenge and say yes. How many of you all have that opportunity in life? How many of you all can look back in your past and say, well, yeah, I had a mentor, I had this, I had that. And then look at where you're at right now and ask yourself, can I use another mentor? Mentoring with the person that I was mentoring with before.
Are live.
Is this person really offering me the opportunity to progress in life? And then I want you to, and if you found that person, or maybe you look at us as being those people, and that's fine, thank you. But I want you to realize something. I want you to realize the power of the word yes. Why is that? Yes. I want you to think about when you get on this call every single day. It takes you saying yes inside to get on this call. And maybe, I don't know about you, but it's easy for me to get on this call every day because I have a lot of passion for what I do. I love being around superlative people like National Director Ray Henderson and Untitled Vice President Thomas Felder. Think about the offering. When someone asks me if I found something that we could do together to make some money, would you want me to tell you? I thought about those words that National Director Ray Henderson said them to me. I thought about them really quickly, and I immediately said yes, because I was looking for an opportunity. Growing up in a single-parent household, I don't care who you are or how you made it, there's some reservation as to not having both parents in the house. You're inside, you're thinking to yourself, man, what would life been like if I had both parents in the house? You think about it. Just think about it. If both parents were in your house, and if they were both very influential in your life, scientifically they say that people who grow up with both parents in the house have a better chance of succeeding in life. I think that if you can have one great parent in your home and have just as great an opportunity and odds on your side to succeed. But it takes you to say yes at something. It takes you to say yes at something that someone is offering to you. And it takes a great deal of listening to what they're saying. I remember the very first time I met with Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder. We sat down at a diner, and it was around 11 p.m., 12 midnight. They were actually closing. And I remember National Director Ray Henderson paying for them to just stay open for just about 45 more minutes, just so we could have this important conversation, because he understood how important it was for me to meet Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder, because I said that. And when I met with Mr. Felder, he said, listen, why do you want to be in this opportunity? What's your reason? Why would you say yes? And I told him, I said, Mr. Felder, I said yes, because I want more for my family. And as I sat there, I listened to him tell me a series of things that I would have to do in order to be successful. And then at the end of it all, he said, I will come here every 30 days for as often as you need me to until you're making $10,000 a month or more. You let me know what you need, and I'm here. And every single time that I've asked Mr. Felder to come here on my behalf or a team member's behalf, he always says yes. And as he would come here, I would listen very closely to everything that he would tell me about our organization. He would tell his story of how he overcame adversity. If it wasn't for him saying yes to this opportunity that what we're about to present to you, I really don't know where my life will be right now. I have to ponder on that. The power of yes, the power of agreeing to move forward. When I think about the presentation that was put before me on this phone call, like it is being presented to you today, I think about what it offers, what it embodies, what it entails, but not just the opportunity itself, the mission. The mission to get to the other side for financial freedom. The mission is to help heal people where they are wounded financially. But this offers more than just financial leverage or financial gain. It's a source of healing. Many of us have been inundated with disparity and lack and frustration and scarcity. I'm gonna tell you a story. I was talking to my son this morning, and he has bad allergies. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, did you put your allergy, drops in your eyes because your eyes are very red?" And he said, "Well, I don't remember." I said, "Okay." I said, "Did you put it in?" Yes or no? He said, "No." I said, "All right." So come over here so I can put the eye drops in your eye. So I said, "Do you want one drop? Do you want just one drop, or do you want two?" He said, "I just need one in each eye." And I asked him, I said, "All right, open up," and he bent his head back. I said, "Are you ready?" He didn't say anything. And I said, "Are you ready?" He still didn't say anything. I said, "Son, are you ready for me to put the eye drops in your eyes?" He said, "Yes, I'm ready." And I felt his energy. I felt him brace himself and prepare himself as he said, yes. I put the eye drops in, and he went on his way. Now, I know you're wondering, what does eye drops have to do with this phone call? But because he said yes, he prepared himself to move forward. Sometimes the word yes scares many of us. It's because we're afraid of the unknown. We don't know where our yes is taking us to. But I was told that all you need is the faith of a mustard seed. So just by saying yes, you move forward. If you say, "Oh, no," you stand still. If you say no, you don't do anything at all. You don't even stand still. I want you to listen to this business opportunity that's about to be presented to you today. The gentleman that I have on this line today, I have a tremendous amount of respect for. The first person that I'm going to bring to the phone right now is someone that I love, respect, and admire wholeheartedly with every single fiber of my being. This gentleman threw me a lifeline when I needed one. As I told him my story of watching my mother work tirelessly, and as I told him the story of me being in the music business, the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations of it, as I told him my story of me walking away from a huge income possibility, all because I knew that there was something more. Because I was loyal and diligent and faithful, and I believed in the power of yes, and because I said yes, my life has changed. So I want to bring to the phone right now someone I have a tremendous amount of respect for. This gentleman knows 100% about business and what it takes to be successful. He's had an awful lot of success in a very short period of time. And he literally spends his day helping people just like you and I earn above average income. I want to introduce to some and present to others top producing, top training, national director, soon to be Speak Right President. He's my friend, my brother, and my mentor, Mr. Ray, the Sensei Hendrickson. Sir, are you on this call?
Yes, sir. I am on the call. I'm just switching apparatus here. You know, there's 1,000 movement parts over here, and I mean, we've got 3 laptops set up. I mean, this is Command Center Central. Let me tell you, it looks like NASA in here. The day before and the day during, they launch a space shuttle. We've got equipment all over the place. We've got professional photography equipment. Let me just show you real quick. We've been spending a bunch of time in the lab. I'm sitting here with Platinum Senior Vice President Thomas Felder, and we are not playing around. We invested close to $4,000 for a professional DSLR, which takes world-class professional pictures, but in addition to that, has the ability to record movies. That's what we've been doing. We're getting ready for a financial revolution the likes this country has never seen. You got to understand what we're up against. You got to understand why we're so excited. You got to understand why we're spending this time, because the people that we love the most, without an opportunity of this magnitude, would be stuck in someone else's job for 40 years, making not enough money to begin with, only to retire and get 40% of what was never enough along the way. So what is it that you are prepared to do? If you really think you deserve more, instead of asking your employer, instead of praying and praying and praying and praying without doing any research or without putting any effort behind your prayer, what exactly are you prepared to do? Are you prepared to do just a little something different every day so that cumulatively it will become something magnificent? What exactly are you prepared to do? Do you know how many times I encounter people who say, I just don't have enough time. I just don't have enough time. I just don't. And if you don't have enough time to do it right the first time, what makes you think you've got time to go back and do it again? You only got one shot at this life, and you've got to make the time to do what you want, or otherwise, at the end of it all, you'll have a lifetime of regret. I'm thankful that I have friends like National Director Mariko Turner, who puts it all on the line. He wants every one of you to recognize, yes, there is another way to live out there. You don't have to live under someone else's thumb. You can get up when you want to get up. You can go where you want to go. You can stay as long as you want to stay. You can take whomever you like to spend time with, but there's something that's got to change, and it's got to start with you. So yeah, I'm excited about the business opportunity, because before this opportunity, nobody ever gave me a shot to live my dream. You know what I'm talking about? The dream that bothers you in your sleep when you're alone in solitude and no one else is around, and perhaps the sun is low and it's dark in the room, and you get a minute of introspection and you think about how your life has gotten to here. Don't you remember those dreams that you used to suffer through and suffer from, because when you would grow up, you'd have this and that and the other thing, and life was going to be just a big can of peaches? Remember those dreams? Well, where are they now? Are they so dormant? Are you so disconnected that when we have these kinds of conversations, you become uncomfortable? Are you so afraid of the things that heaven deposited in the recesses of your mind that you're afraid to share it with other people because they'll make fun of you? This is the kind of conversation grown folks need to have. So this conversation, ladies and gentlemen, is not for the faint of heart. We are not interested in being politically correct. We're interested in jostling your tree. We want to shake you out of the complacency that we've all been programmed to accept as our reality. I'm not willing to go along to get along. And so when this opportunity came my way on September 23rd, 2013, because it came by way of a friend of mine, somebody that I had a lot of love, trust, admiration, and respect for, who had the courage to ask me, do you still keep your eyes open for opportunity to make additional income? The moment he asked that question, because it was somebody that I knew wouldn't put me in harm's way, I said, what do you got? I figured at least let me take a look before I rejected it. You know what I'm saying? Don't you ever from time to time run into people that refuse to even take a look and have no idea what they're saying no to? I didn't want to be one of those kinds of people. So I decided to take a look. And this business opportunity has literally, not figuratively, it has literally changed my life. And it started with how I thought. My senior partner taught me, he said, Ray, don't ever expect a change of lifestyle if your activity is not in complete harmony with what you dream about. Because if it is not in complete harmony with what you dream about, you will fail 100% of the time. It starts with how you think, which impacts how you act, which impacts how you succeed, which impacts how you think about you. Yeah, it's a psychological warfare going on. And so I availed myself to learn about this opportunity, and I learned that this simple little business opportunity implements two divine principles that every person in the history of the world has used in order to become generationally wealthy: residual income and distribution. You don't have that at work, which is why we only earn 3 to 10 cents of every dollar we earn for our employers. Did you all know that? You want to know why you can't get ahead? Because you only get 3 to 10 cents for every dollar you make for the corporation. Meanwhile, they're trying to figure out how to get a new and upgraded corporate jet because of you and I. But if you could simply implement residual income and distribution, you would earn like the CEOs of the world earn. And that's what this simple little business opportunity allows me to do. We just take advantage of essential services. Every one of you have cable, internet, home phones, cell phones, gas, electricity, home heating oil, health insurance, home securities. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 of those services. All we do is partner with the major companies that you pay your bills to now. And we help them get customers because commercial advertising doesn't work. The reason why you've heard of the AT&Ts, Verizons, T-Mobiles, Sprints of the world is because they spend millions of dollars in advertising. But when you're sitting on a couch watching your favorite episode of Scandal and a Sprint commercial comes on, you don't dive for the phone to make sure you get the number in before the commercial goes off, do you? No, of course not. What you do is get up and go to the bathroom. And so what they realize is that commercial advertising really doesn't work. We need another way to bring in new customers, so they added 5 links to their marketing repertoire. We promised to get them all the customers that they want for free. Why free? 3 major reasons. Number 1, they get to save millions of dollars. Number 2, they take some of that savings, pass it back to the consumer so that you and I pay lower rates. Number 3, they pay us 50 cents to $11 every time any one of those customers pays a bill. So I decided to start with myself. I started saving a bunch of money by switching over my services from name brand companies to name brand companies. Saved close to $200 a month. At the end of the month, they paid me for doing it. What? Exactly. And so then that was the beginning of my business. I shared it with a few other people. They started saving money. They started making money. They shared it with a few other people. The same way someone told you about Facebook and you told your friends and they told their friends, and so on and so on and so on. Real quick, you're already doing the work to make millions of dollars. You're doing it on 2 different levels. Number 1, you're working a 40-hour shift per week for 40 years. You are going to generate $1 million in income. The only question is whether it goes home with your employer or it goes home with you. Number 2, your influence is creating millions of dollars. The same way you've never seen a Facebook commercial, but he's a billionaire, is the same way the local restaurant benefits from your influence, the local movie theater, mani-pedi spot, vacation resorts. So why not turn your influence into income for you? Now, I know I haven't given you enough information to make a decision, but we got somebody who's super qualified to do that. This guy was the former chief attorney for BET Television. I grew up on BET. Donnie Simpson and Beats from the Street and all of those great video shows we used to watch, Video Soul and all that stuff. Well, he used to be the chief attorney for that agency. In fact, he was responsible for inking the largest deal in the history of TV media when Viacom purchased BET, which made Bob Johnson a $3 billionaire. He had a law practice, title company, not 1, but 2 restaurants, 13 properties, but didn't make his first million until after he joined this business. Today, he sits on the advisory council of a $162 million debt-free company, and he spends an awful lot of time trying to identify other people who haven't given up on themselves. And that's why I think I have a tremendous amount of respect for him, because he knows 100% of what it takes to succeed in business. He's had an awful lot of success in a very abbreviated amount of time, and he helps people just like you and I create above average income, and he's having a world-class time doing it. So without any further ado, it is my esteemed honor to introduce to some and present to others probably the wealthiest person that you'll meet in this calendar year. He's a top producer and author of a best-selling book called Redefining the American Dream. Here is Platinum Senior Vice President, soon to be double platinum, Thomas, the Maestro, Main Stage Felder. Hold on one second.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. Listen, I just want to say good afternoon to everybody who's joining us today live. In the next couple of weeks, we'll be going live on Facebook Live, on Periscope, and a couple of other stuff. Blab. And we're just going to bring it to you. We're going to bring it so you can't say that opportunity didn't come your way. We don't want you to be like the people who didn't get on the ark and said that they didn't know that the rain was coming. Rain is coming, y'all. Rain is you can see it in the air. Look at the clouds. There's rain a-coming. What kind of rain am I talking about? Your boss is going to be raining down on you soon. He's going to be raining down on you pink slips. He's going to be raining down on you hardship. He's going to be raining down on you layoffs and setbacks. And I'm telling you, when you look at companies like Verizon and people are striking, one of the richest companies on the planet, you got to understand it is a beacon of things to come. So Ray Hendrickson been talking to y'all like Noah. Y'all know in the Bible, Noah told the people for 120 years that a flood was coming. And they waited until they saw the rain actually touch their nose before they ran for the ark. But at that point, it was too late. So I want to tell you, there's rain in the air. I can smell it. It's in the atmosphere. Change is coming. You got a chance to either get ready for the change that's coming or get washed away by it. We want to introduce you to an incredible opportunity. And every day we get on, we explain this business to people who are thinking about it. We re-explain it to people who are in the business. But today, I want to just talk to you who have never heard this business before. You accidentally are on my public feed, and you're saying, what is this thing that this man is talking about? Well, let me cut to the chase. I'm 44 years old, born and bred in New York City in the Bronx. I didn't come from a rich family. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was born with a plastic spoon in my mouth. No, strike that. I was born with a toothpick in my mouth. I am the last of 5 children in my mother's house. I was the least in my mother's house. And any one of you who would be gamblers would have never gambled on me. You wouldn't have rolled the dice and said he got a chance of making it. But I am so grateful that I had a mother who believed in me. And when everybody else gave up, she would not give up on me. She always said to me, you could do it. You're going to be somebody. Keep pressing on. Keep your head up. And I'm grateful. So I went through the paces and I went to school and I made good grades. I made good grades in high school. I made good grades in college. After college, I went to law school. And I did all of this because she told me, my mama told me, go to school, make good grades, I'll find a good job, and I'll be successful. Did your mother ever tell you that? My mother told me that because that was all that she knew. My mother, for her whole life, was hardworking and broke. And how could someone who wasn't rich teach me how to become rich? She loved me. She taught me how to be compassionate. She taught me how to care for others. But she couldn't teach me how to become rich. I can't blame her for that. If I was born poor, not my fault. If I die poor, my fault. So I had to step outside the scope of what my mama could teach me. But guess what? School couldn't teach me either. How could a broke professor teach me how to become rich? If I ever went home with my professor and saw how they lived, saw the cars that they were driving, saw the bank accounts that they had, I would have to rethink my career choice. Y'all need to try that one day. Go follow home the college professor, the one that you want to be like, and just say, do I want to take on his lifestyle? Because that's what he's teaching you how to do. The one course that they never have at school is called Make Money 101. It doesn't exist. You got accounting, which teaches you to count somebody else's money. You have business management. It teaches you to manage somebody else's money. There is no class, there's no curriculum out there that is designed to make you wealthy. There's no curriculum designed to make you the CEO. So what we had to learn, what I had to learn, and I learned it from a friend who was very wealthy. My friend had 2 Porsches that he could drive on different days of the week. He was the one who introduced me to direct sales. I never heard about direct sales before. I didn't believe it worked. I thought it was one of them things. I thought it was a pyramid. I thought it was a scam. I thought it was a whole lot of stuff. But what I did know about it was I saw people becoming millionaires in it, and I knew for a fact it was legal. The Federal Trade Commission had a court case in 1974. It was called FTC versus Amway. And in that case, it went on for 5 years, and the court determined that 3 things would make a business like this a pyramid or a scam. 3 things. The first thing is that the company has to have a product or a service. A product or a service. Now, you asked me about a pyramid and a scam, and I'll tell you Bernie Madoff had a pyramid and a scam because he didn't have a product or a service. He took people's money and he disappeared into the night. That is a scam. Are y'all with me? So in our business, we exchange products like cell phones, internet, cable, gas, electricity, health insurance, and many other products we exchange for money. And we do a lot of those with name brand companies that you already know, love, and respect. Companies like Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, Wells Fargo, Dish, DirecTV, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Comcast, and the list goes on and on. So these are companies y'all already know. I don't sort of have to educate you about, cable, how to use it, how it turns on, how to turn your channel. We all know how to use it. My grandmother's 84 years old. She uses cable. So we don't have a problem with products or services. The second question that the court wants to know is whether or not we have services that somebody outside of our company would use. Now that one, we got that down because all of you who are watching me right now have internet. All of you who are watching me right now have a cell phone. So this is something that you would use whether or not you ever ran into me, right? I'm not selling a widget or a thingamabob or a whatchamacallit or one of those things. I'm not selling anything that you cannot identify. Are you with me? And the third thing that the court says, that we have to have outside customers. We can't be totally internally consumed with the product. So I have to have a product that somebody outside of the company has to be willing to buy, right? And we do that. Most of us have tens of thousands of customers who are outside of the company. And so we have met every single requirement that the law requires, and we are governed and sanctioned by the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC. But beyond the FTC, which is the highest governing body when it comes to trade and commerce in our country, we have a sub-body that we are responsible to. It's a quasi-government trade association known as the Direct Sales Association, better known as the DSA. It has been around since 1910. Matter of fact, the headquarters is right in downtown DC. And out of all the network marketing companies and direct sales company in the country, only 200 of them are members of that association. There are 4,200 network marketing and direct sales companies in the U.S., but only 200 of those companies made the cut. Guess who made the cut? We did. Not only did we make the cut, right? Because you can't buy your way into this association. You can't sort of decide you want to fill out an application. They have got to select you in order to join that organization. They've got to look at your books, look at your products, look at your management, and make sure everything is squeaky clean for you to become a part of it. So we have been a member of that association for years and years, but beyond that, not only are we a member, we are number 45 in the United States and number 84 in the world. That is a big deal. But let's go a little further. The Inc. magazine, y'all are familiar with it. The Inc. magazine rates the privately held companies in America, North America. The same way Fortune magazine rates the publicly held companies in North America. So those companies, they rate the privately held companies, And there are 27.5 million privately held companies. And we have been listed among the top 5,000 of them 9 years in a row. 9 years in a row. Out of 27.5 million, we made the cut in the top 1% of all privately held companies. It's not a matter of if we're going to go public, it's a matter of when. And every single person that gets into this business, when you hit a position called Senior Vice President, you get the chance to get stock options in our company. Don't you know when Google and Microsoft and those kind of companies went public, people were able to cash in on their stock options? Janitors became millionaires, school teachers became millionaires, truck drivers became millionaires because they had stock options. Stock options are so incredibly valued. So those are just some of the perks, but we also get vehicles. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to pivot to a presentation. I'm not going to go as deep as I normally go into it because I want to leave a few minutes today to answer any questions that you might have. I've never done that before, right? We've never done that before. I've never taken a live question on one of these calls. So if you're on Facebook Live today, when I'm done, you can ask a question. I'm going to finish fast today to give you a minute to ask a question. If you want to put your question in the box right now, you can put your question in the box. We'll answer it. You want to call in? There's a number in the feed. Somebody put the number in the feed. We'll answer the question. We ain't afraid of you. We ain't afraid of your questions. The people who are in our industry are millionaires and billionaires. Warren Buffett is in our industry. Bill Gates said if he had to do it all over again, he would be in our industry. Donald Trump, regardless of whatever you think about his politics, has made millions, if not billions of dollars in our industry. So now what? Robert Kiyosaki gives it the thumbs up. Jim Rohn gives it the thumbs up. And the list goes on and on and on. All right, so I want to take you to a presentation. I'll zoom through it. You can put your questions in the feed or you can dial in today. We'll answer your questions live, right? But don't dial in just yet. Give me a minute. Let me go through this because I'm live. I'm me and myself sort of work in this studio. All right, so here it is. The name of the company is 5LINX. If you never heard of it before, that's okay. I never heard of it before I joined it. I never saw a Bentley before I saw somebody in this company with one. I thought it was like an upper class Mercedes-Benz or something. It is nowhere near a Mercedes-Benz. It's like night and day, right? So the name of the company is called 5LINX, the number 5, L-I-N-X. And our motto is to live a better life. I wanted to live a better life. I wanted to find out how to make more money and to make it from home. Now, when I tell y'all more money, when I was practicing as an attorney, I was making a healthy 6-figure income. I wanted more than that. But not only did I want more money, I wanted to be home. Don't be angry at me for wanting more. All of us want more. The only difference is some of us decide to fight for it. Some of us decide to work for it. Some of us decide to cry for it. And some of us are prepared to die for it. And I seem to watch people all the time watch life pass them by and they're sitting around waiting for their ship to come in. My daddy used to wait for his ship to come in. The ship never came in. It must have been a Titanic. It must have sunk at sea. So the name of our company is called 5LINX. And our company was founded in 2001. We're not a startup company. We're past the sort of will it work phase. We are on the up and coming and going international and putting our footprint on the world. We have a very simple model called representatives come first. By a show of hands, all of you on the phone, all of you on the internet today, how many of y'all come first on your job? Nobody or nobody? The only persons who might come first on this call are people who are the boss. And you know what? If you're self-employed, I don't even know if you come first. Don't you know if you're self-employed and you got to be the first one there to turn the lights on, you got to be the last one there to turn the lights off, and you got to pay the employees before you get paid. You got to make sure their health insurance is paid before yours is paid. And when it snows and rains, they sleep in and you got to dig yourself out. I got to wonder sometimes if you're self-employed, you got to ask yourself, are you working for your employees or are they working for you? Right? I already told you that we have been an Inc. 500 company. We're in Rochester, New York. And in Rochester, New York, that is one of the primary world headquarters for a lot of large companies. And for 4 years in a row, We have been listed as the #1 company in Rochester, New York. We beat out Paychex, Bausch & Lomb, and Xerox. We have an A+ credit rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are more documented than most of the companies that y'all work for. This is some stuff, man. So let's see what else we got to offer. So I talked about the company. Our company is validated. Let me talk about the industry. Our industry has produced more millionaires than any other industry in the history of the world over the last 71 years. More than gold, more than diamond, more than oil, more than, you name it. Stocks, bonds, banking, insurance, whatever it is that you're doing, we produce more millionaires in what we're doing. How about that? More than doctors and lawyers. Millionaires are produced here. Yeah, you'll find a doctor or two who got 6 figures, but it is very rare that you'll find one with 7. It is very rare that you'll find a lawyer with 7. It is very rare that you'll find an accountant with 7. 7s reign in my company. They are everywhere. Are you with me? So more millionaires have been created in our industry. And if you look at our industry and compare it to the NFL, right? If you see the NFL down there, the NFL made $10 billion last year. So your favorite quarterback, he might make a lot of money for 4 years because that's the average lifespan of a quarterback. But we'll catch him because I can do this business until I'm 99, maybe till 100. Are y'all with me? Can you imagine? His 4 years are going to run out. When Bubba finally catches up with him on the 50-yard line, his career is going to come to a halt. And then there's the movie industry. None of us on this line can act. Well, we got one business partner who can act. He's joining our business, but he's for real. He's of the Denzel Washington type breed. He's the exception. With the exception of my business partner, most of y'all can't act. And then music. The music is an exploding industry. Yeah, you can clap for Beyonce. You can praise Jay-Z. But you can't sing. You can't carry a note in the bucket. We got Mariko Turner. Yeah, he produced music for Timbaland and everybody else on the planet. But even people of the likes of Mariko Turner and Bruce Miller, who has 2 Grammys, and Hezekiah Walker, who has Grammys, are in our business. Because their residual is going down, and in our business, our residual is going up. How about that? Right? And then if you look at direct sales, as a whole, last year we did $182 billion. If you took the 3 largest industries that you can get your hand on, we beat all of those industries combined. Matter of fact, last year, out of all of the women who made $100,000 or more last year, all of the women in the U.S. who made $100,000 or more, 82% of them made it in our industry. Not in whatever you're doing. Not in IT, not at the service desk, not at the front desk, not at the help desk. They made it in our industry. All right? So let's see what else we got to offer. I'm excited. I don't know about y'all. I'm giving y'all some good stuff to chew on for lunch. I hope somebody out there appreciates this. So this is our industry, right? And these are some people you really want to take note of. Warren Buffett owns 3 network marketing companies. So before you go talk to your cousin with the Kool-Aid stain on the porch, who can't figure out how to get the stain out, want to tell you that this business doesn't work, I want you to tell him that Warren Buffett has 3 network marketing companies. How many do you have? Are you with me? I just want you to leverage that. When somebody who's trying to make $1 out of 15 cents tells you that it doesn't work, it's a reason that things have never worked for them. Right? It's not just this business. You got to look at the whole picture. Right? They probably don't have their diet right. They probably don't have their money right. Probably don't have their house right, their marriage right. There's some people who fail at everything, and God forbid you succeed at something they failed at. Then they really feel bad. So they got to sort of heap it on you and say you can't do it. You got to tell those people, listen, it may not have worked for you, but you're a quitter and I'm not. I'm going to press through. I'm going to learn what I got to learn, do what I got to do to get the success that I was born to have. All right, so this other guy here is Jim Rohn. Right? Jim Rohn became a multi-millionaire in our industry. This guy is Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And then we got this guy over here, Mr. Richard Branson. Right? We got a host of people who are having success or had success in this industry. I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit here. Why 5 links? Because most people have no time. The only time y'all can talk to me is on your lunch break. You know, people say to me, Thomas, I don't believe you work 2 hours a day. Well, listen, I got 1 hour in the afternoon. I got to talk to y'all during your lunch break. And then I normally talk to y'all 1 hour at night. But ain't no other time to talk to you. You got to get up at 4 to get ready to leave for your job by 6, get the kids ready, drop them off at school. And then you scramble all day. You can't even afford to take two pee-pee breaks. Can I say pee-pee breaks? You can't afford to take 2 pee-pee breaks during the middle of the day. You get your lunch break. You got to shove the food down. You got to eat when you're not hungry so you can scramble back to your desk. One day I was doing this call and the lady said to me, will I please record it because she's in the stall in the restroom listening to the call. That's why we started to record these calls. For the one lady who had to go to the restroom to find some solace and listen to this call. When you are a grown person and you got to ask for a restroom break, a lunch break, a nap break, and you got to sort of lie on the phone to go see your kids play a sports game, you should be ready to do something different. If you're not, you got a problem, right? And somebody said they don't even get a lunch break on their job, right? So why 5 links? No time. Some of y'all on this call make lots of money. I know you got BMWs, you got Mercedes, you got a big house, you got nice grass, you got everything, wonderful furniture, but you are never home to see it. You got a spouse and both of y'all are working 2 full-time jobs. How do you have a marriage when 2 people have 2 full-time jobs or a full-time and a part-time job? How do you have enough energy to be romantic? How do you bring home a rose after that? You wonder why your marriage life is suffering. It's suffering because you're too stressed out. You're starting to text a kiss to your wife because you're too tired to pluck her up, right? So if you got no time, that's a real problem. And if you got a lot of debt, that's a problem. Put them together, but being underpaid and overworked and in a bad economy, you are having a 911, an emergency. So if you look at this guy over here, for those of you who are watching on the screen, that guy represents you working 40 hours a week for 40 years to get 40% of what wasn't enough. Let me ask you a dumb question. Let's just assume that they cut your income right now by 40%. Can you make it? Yes or no? If your answer is no, then you are looking at an emergency coming. Because when you turn 70 years old or 65 years old, if they don't fire you before then or lay you off before then, you're going to have to go live with your kids because they're not going to feed you enough. But how can you go live with your kids if they're already living with you? How are you going to live with them if they're 35 years old and they still trying to find a job? How can you do it? Nobody's got the resources to help anybody else, right? So we just want to change the paradigm. Those of us who become successful in business, we do what we have to do so that way we can live the way we want to live, all right? So we get paid on these bills. These bills are residual. They come every 30 days. Some of y'all go to the gym. Some of y'all use cell phones, drink coffee, have insurance, televisions, cable, use credit cards, travel, use lights. Now, all of you on this call use something that I just talked about. And what I love about our business is if you got fired tomorrow and I was selling you thigh cream or vitamins from the Amazon or juice from the dark side of the moon or one of those Kevlar girdles or one of the yo-yos that light up in the dark or one of those Frisbees with the air freshener that comes out or one of those humidifiers with the blue steam, if you lost your job tomorrow, you would immediately stop that subscription. Am I right? But you would not stop paying for your lights. And those of you who want to get in shape, you still going to go to the gym, maybe. You definitely going to keep your cell phone on. You're going to need that coffee because you're going to stay up late with them resumes, right? In those job interviews and on jobhunter.com and monster.com and careerbuilder.com and hookerbrother.com, right? So you're going to be out and you're going to keep your health insurance. This is just stuff that you're not going to get rid of. You need that health insurance. I don't care how strong you are, men, women. I don't care how beautiful you are. Let yourself get a cavity. All of a sudden, you're like a little baby crying, "Mama." You know, get one of those root canals things that you need. Let your eyes sort of have a problem. Get I say yeast infection. Have a problem, and then you're going to need a doctor. Sooner or later, you're going to run for insurance, and we'll be there. Right? This is stuff that you keep. And cable. Do you know there's more people who are unemployed watching Empire than people who are working? These people don't have a job, but they're sitting there watching Lucius and living vicariously through him. I know for a fact, if you stop paying your rent, your mortgage, child support, taxes, tithes, and offerings, some of y'all will still pay for cable. Yes or yes? Right? And then this thing over here, this credit card. This credit card is something that we use every day. And the new credit cards have a chip on it. You know, like a chip on their shoulder? They got a chip on them. And all of the stores that you go to need to use a machine that will take a chip reader. And right now, they're going to sell close to $1 trillion worth of these machines that take the chip for the credit cards. Don't you know we give the machine away and get paid $200 a machine? We give it away. Did I say give it away?
Yes, sir.
We give it away and make $200 a machine. You can give away strike that. You can give away 5 machines a day for $1,000 a day. Ding, 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 ding. If you go down the street, any place in America, only 30% of the stores will have the machine. By Christmas time, 70% of the stores will have the machine. You guys have something called a window of opportunity. Some of y'all think that this business just doesn't work. What if I could show you that this business will absolutely work if you work it? Let me show you. I'm going to go out and give you proof, right? Because I'm going to skip through some slides real quick, right? We got slides about this and slides about that, what we do and what we sell. But I think the proof is in the pudding. Some of y'all are show me people. Some of y'all are what we call red. Show me the money, right? And so we sell health and wellness. These are people who were oversized and slimmed down, or people who just wanted to lose weight and tone up or muscle up. We get paid for sharing the products. We get paid for sharing it with other people. We get our stuff for free. Would you like to get your coffee for free? Or get your protein shake for free for sharing it with some people? And they get paid on it too? Our business goes viral. I'm moving through this thing, man. So I share this business with 2 people and I get promoted. Don't you like that? Wouldn't you like to know that you can go and help 2 other people on your job make more money and you get promoted? It's not a pyramid. A pyramid says that there's one person at the top and I can never catch him. The harder I push and the harder I climb, I just push him up higher. But in our business, we have an imaginary ladder. There's a ladder right here that if you climb it faster than me, you can out-earn me. You outwork me, you can out-earn me, and I call that fair. Is that fair? I think it's fair, right? Because right now you outwork your boss, but you'll never catch his income. Matter of fact, if you get too close or be too good of an employee, they'll lay you off. Y'all ever had that happen? Be too good on a job, right? So as we move up in position, our income goes up. And this is a 4-year opportunity for many of us. This is not an overnight deal. That ain't get rich quick. It's get rich slow. Anybody here want to get rich slow? Get rich slow is better than not get rich at all, right? 409. So this is year 1, my freshman year, $125 a month, introducing the business to 5 people, helped them get 50 customers at an average commission of 50 cents. How many of y'all was making this every 30 days as a freshman? Huh? $125 a month? Can anybody get excited about that? Can I get a hand clap? Can I get a whoop whoop? Can I get a beep beep? Right? It's just like college, but the difference is when we graduate, we making money instead of owing it. So in year 2, I'm in my sophomore year. I've taught these 5 people to introduce the business to 5 people. I am in the business of teaching people how to teach people. So now I got 25. I'm in my sophomore year. I did the same exact thing my freshman year. I'm looking at $625 every 30 days. My junior year, $3,125 every 30 days. And by my senior year, when I'm ready to graduate, I'm looking at $15,625. Ain't got no student loan. Ain't got no degrees. Nobody asking me about my credit. Nobody talking about who are my parents, how much they make, what school did I graduate from, what's my pedigree, do I know the secret handshake, and am I into one of those whoop whoop clubs or whatever it is where they doing a little dance. You got to worry about that. I ain't got to worry about whether I know the pastor, in the choir, you know, them put some money in a political pot somewhere. If I do the work, the system will pay me. All right, so come on. So at the position called Senior Vice President, I hit this position in 85 days. You mean to tell me I could go from zero to hero in 85 days? Yes. That means I can go from the mailroom to being the assistant manager in 85 days. That's what this was like. And our perks were a BMW, a free vacation for me and my spouse, an expense account for up to $1,500, and 5,000 shares of stock options in 85 days. Anybody on this line can do it. The next position is called Platinum Senior Vice President. This is a position that I hit in 16 months of being in the business. At this position, you keep all the other perks, but now they're going to give you a Bentley. Did I say give you a Bentley? Yes, they're going to give you a Bentley. They're going to pay $4,000 a month until it's paid for. They're going to pay off your $300,000 vehicle, and when it's done being paid off, they're now going to give you the $4,000 a month. If we was in church, I say, could somebody say amen? Right? And then we get something called a platinum bonus pool, which is a profit sharing agreement between us and the company. So as the company makes more money, so do we. Does your boss share a piece of the profits of the business with you? Yes or no? Right? We get a dream vacation. Last year we went to Dubai. And these are some other perks. Listen, I would go longer on this presentation, but I don't have time. If I had time, I would. But what I want to do for all you show me people, I want to show you that the business works. And I'm going to take my key for my Bentley. It's right here. It's right here. You see that? I'm going to take my key for my Bentley. It's not leased. It's not borrowed. It's not whatever. And I'm going to walk outside to my house in my garage, and I'm going to jump in the car. Now, the only reason I'm doing it is because some of y'all need to see that it's real. Some of y'all are like Thomas in the Bible. It says, show me. Like, show me your hands. I got to see the holes in your hands to believe that it's true. So I'm walking through my house, my kitchen, and I'm going to jump in this Bentley. Some of y'all are on the internet today. And I wouldn't normally do this, but too many times people say, is it real? Is it true? Did you borrow it? No, you can't lease a Bentley for 4 years. I mean, to rent one from what? What's the Enterprise? Hertz? Avis? I mean, you're talking about $1,500 a week. I don't know who got that kind of money. I don't. For those of y'all who are on the phone, what you are listening to is a Bentley Continental GT with twin cylinder turbo engines, and this thing is as close as you're going to get to an airplane and not leave the ground. So that's it. I'm going to jump out the car. I could come on. I could. And they've gone before us, and they stepped in the landmines to help us win. So again, everybody, if you want to reach us, you can call me on my cell phone. Actually, don't call me, text me. I'm not a big cell phone guy, but you can text me. You can text me at 202-409-4456. You can text me at 202-409-4456. You can email me at run2diamond, RUN, the number 2, diamond at gmail.com. And I want to tell you that right now, we're going to make it possible that if you saw the presentation and you want more information, I know I couldn't cover it all. I was trying to be respectful of some of y'all on your lunch break. You can go to this website, www.5linkspaysme.com. You can see a full presentation. It will answer 95% of what we do, how we do it, and how we get paid. Yes, I do respond to my own text messages. Yes, I do respond to my own emails. I don't have my people who got people just yet. And you can still reach me. I'm still accessible. And I want to tell you, if you're in this business, what I'm going to do is I'm having a humongous event in St. Louis, Missouri. It is going to be on May 22nd. It's a Sunday, and we're going to have one of the few men who ever generated over $1 billion in our industry as our guest. We're flying them in from Thailand. We're flying them in from Thailand. And I really want you guys to come. So if you want to come to that event, or you want to go to our national event and you want to make some money, even if you can't make it, I'm going to give you a chance to sell tickets to the event. Yep, I know the event's coming up, but most people buy the tickets at the last minute. So what we're going to do is, for anybody who wants to sell those tickets, I'm going to give you the opportunity to sell it. And for anybody who buys the ticket, as long as they say that you refer them to the event, the tickets are $100. We'll give you $20 on every ticket event. So 20%, if they buy the ticket at a discounted rate and they get it for $70, we'll give you 20% of whatever rate they get it for. Is that fair? Is that fair? We try to remove all the excuses. We want to make sure that you can get there by airway, by trailway, by railway. Just get there if you can. I know I missed the verse somewhere, but get there if you can. I'm having fun. Hopefully you having fun. I got dressed up for y'all today. Y'all got to love this. Normally I got jeans on. Normally I got my flip-flops on. But I got suited and booted. I put on my nice Gucci tie. This is a nice tie. See? I put on my nice Gucci tie. I put on my expensive shoes. And I did all of this to let you know that I care. I don't want y'all to always see me looking like I'm slumming and bumming because I don't have to go to work and because I don't have concerns about traffic. I still care about how I look. I love y'all though. If you're on this line today and you needed a miracle, consider this a miracle call. Because if it was something that you had planned on, it wouldn't be a miracle. If it was something on your agenda when you woke up, it wouldn't have been a miracle. I needed a miracle when I got into this business, and maybe you needed one too. So on behalf of myself, my business partners, and my friends Mariko Turner and Ray Hendrickson, I thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Call me, strike that. Text me at 202-409-4456. You can email me at run2diamond, R-U-N, the number 2, diamond@gmail.com. If you want more information about the business, you want to find out how to get started, you want to find out what it costs, you want to find out what you need to do. If you're in the business and you need help, you need somebody to sort of work with you, make sure you can be successful, then we're here to help. Okay? My name is Thomas Felder, Platinum Senior Vice President for the awesome and incredible Team TNT. I look forward to seeing each of you on the beaches of the world, if not at the beach, at the bank. But more importantly than any beach or any bank, I look forward to seeing you guys at the gates of the kingdom. For what would it profit a man to gain the whole world and we lose our own soul? Until I meet you and greet you, walk with the King today and be a blessing. This call, this webinar, this feed, or whatever you might be watching or listening to me on is officially over.